Thank you for giving us. I thank you again. Thank you for giving us this beautiful moment. I pray that in my name, Hiroshaketa, blessed are couple, Aju. So now we are going to main message time. So let's give up the Pastor Ilya.
All right. You grab that. You can take that. Just take it with you. Take it with you. Take it with you. Thank you. All right. You know, I'm just thinking to myself, is it still Christmas? I don't mind. You know, I love gifts. You know, hint, hint, wink, wink. Just kidding. You don't have to give me gifts. You guys already gave us gifts a lot for the last time. Okay. So today's sermon is about our new year. You guys recognize it's 2025 now? That's crazy. I never even thought of 2025 when I was in high school or college. I'm like, I don't know. It was like 2020 was a weird thing to think about too. So I was like, now we're in 2025. I'm getting that much closer to 30 years old. I think I'm about a month away from, anyway. I mean, forever 21, y'all. Okay. I am, yes. So we actually had the last couple days, we had this leadership retreat. It's called Blue Snake Leadership Retreat of 2025. Today I wanted to report to you guys about what specifically happened the past couple days, because we want you to know what's going on in 2025. We don't want you guys to be lost, right? It's like, oh, what are they doing? What's going on? So Leadership Retreat of 2025. So right there at the bottom, you guys, well, I was going to ask you, you guys know what year it is, but I mean, Blue Snake is right there. Basically, this is the year of the Blue Snake. And one of the things that Mother said on the New Year's speech is that the year of the Blue Snake, you know, you think snake is something cunning, which she mentioned, right? We have this cunning personality this year. We have to be smart about the choices that we make. And sometimes it's like, you know, the opposite team is working harder than we are. The evil side is sometimes working harder than we are. And I hope that not to be true, but sometimes it is. And they're cunning. They're cunning for the wrong reasons, right? Why can't we be cunning for the right reasons? But other than that, Blue Snake also molts. I don't know if you guys know, I don't know, actually molt is not the right term. Shed, what is a shed? Basically, they get rid of old skin, get into new skin, right? And that's what we have to do today. And this is what we have to do this year. Transform challenges, all those challenges into opportunities. Become a new you, right? You're a new snake now. That sounds weird. You're a new person now, right? And that's what the Blue Snake is about. I know the blue color stuff, I don't particularly know about the color, but obviously that's what the snake is about, right? Okay, so I wanted to actually show a few, oh, my wife is actually working on this as we are in here. So let me go ahead and actually go to the next slide here. Okay. Two Parents New Year motto and message. The New Year motto: in the 13th year of Chanoguk, when we attend the Creator's heavenly parent substantially, let us, the blessed families around the world, become true sons and daughters of Chan-il-guk, who fulfill our responsibility as the chosen people in unity with true parents. So when we attend the Creator Heavenly Parent substantially, let us, the blessed families around the world, become true sons and daughters. Let us become the true sons and daughters of Chana-il-guk. Become the true sons and daughters of the kingdom of heaven right here on earth. Don't be false kids, right? Don't be running around giving stress to our parents, our true parents, right? We want to become true sons and daughters of Chana-il-guk who fulfill our responsibility as the chosen people. Okay, so this new year, we started our leaders retreat in 2025, the Blue Snakes leadership retreat, and she added the slide, but if we can go to the next slide. This next one, oh, there's no sound in it. I need sound. Leadership retreat of 2025 to start off the All right, we're out in the Blue Ridge Mountains. We're having our leadership retreat, our Blue Snake Leadership Retreat of 2025 to start off the year great. And we just wanted to say, Wangoma! Okay. And if we go to the next slide, look at our beautiful team. Let's give them a hand. You're making up half the congregation right now, I think. But yes, this team is going to be your leaders for 2025. These are the ones dedicated to make a difference here in 2025 here at Atlanta Family Church. And I'm very excited, actually. Really excited about this team. Essentially, we had the opportunity this past 3 days to work out a plan and schedule to see what we want to do for this upcoming year. How can we help you guys as a congregation into creating the best 2025 that we can ever possibly give, right? We can't, I'm sorry, y'all, we can't just do it with spirit. We need some truth, so we need some practicality in really setting up this whole year. So that's what we did. So we really created something during this time, and it was a beautiful workshop. We had a lot of talks of how we're leading and what we're focusing on this year as each ministry is doing that. And we also had the opportunity to have some fun just by looking at the recreation area. We needed to retreat a little bit, you know, leaders need to retreat sometimes. But we needed to retreat into the Blue Ridge Mountains, had some fun, and sadly we didn't do kayaking, but we did beat Hiroshi and Kenta in foosball, so that was great. No, we beat you. What you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so this next year that we can really look into, this next slide, please. This new year, as we molt into this new kind of, this new year that we're coming into as a new people, we can never forget that because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed. For his compassions never fail, they are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. God provides every single day and gives us new every single day with his love and his compassion. That's something that we will never forget moving into 2025. I hope you remember that for the whole year. Lamentations 3:22 through 23. So the first moment we're going to do, because 2025 isn't great until we start planning like we just said, I want you all to think about your personal intentions of 2025. We're actually going to take a couple minutes if you have some music going too. We're going to do a couple minutes. Get your phone out or your papers out or whatever, and go ahead and write some intentions that you have for 2025. We're actually going to take a good moment for this, for you guys to do this. So take out your papers, your phones, anything that lets you write, and start writing. I know that the leadership crew already did that, but if you guys weren't there, it's great to start you doing your personal intentions. So let's start for a couple minutes. Write down maybe 5 to 10 goals that you have this year that you're planning to, by the end of 2025, come back. We're going to do this again next year, 2026. So by the time next year, what are your intentions? What are your goals? Your relationships with your family, relationship with God, your relationship at work. I think Ava's ready to write her intentions too, it looks like. Got a marker out and everything. Let's give it another minute. You guys haven't fully finished your intentions for this year. You can go ahead and do this later as well. Don't forget to do this at home or something. And please, people on Zoom, follow along as well. Okay, you can start to wrap up the music. All right. So let's go ahead and ask. Does anyone want to share at least one of their intentions this year? You wanted to share? No, I saw you raise your hand. No? Oh. It's okay. Don't worry. It's okay. Anybody would like to share at least one of their intentions? Or were you just on Instagram on your phone or something? I hope not. One intention, y'all. That's all I'm asking for. Mrs. Page. Seek God more. All right. Seek God more by intentionally studying more. Okay. That's a good goal. So that's a goal by the end of 2025, right? All right. So really think about your goals. And actually, something that we did over this leadership retreat is if you ever look up the term SMART goals, that's how we determine these goals and actually make them more specific, right? Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. If you ever, I'm not going to go through them, that's just too much time. But if you ever have the time, look up those 5 words, the SMART goals, and it's a really good step for you guys to fully and get a detailed goal sheet for you guys. So, all right. So we want to do a little bit of a report for you guys on this upcoming, this past year of 2024. So if we go to the next slide, this is actually the Atlanta Family Church performance report for y'all. If you're wondering what happened in 2024, you're confused. And also, if you come to Sunday service, but you don't come to our other events because those things are packed, like those are ridiculous. But if you only come on Sunday service, this is actually a good update for you guys to have that sees the other events. So if we go to the next slide, I'll give more explanation to this for the first number. We're going to talk about levels and different things in a bit. But the first thing here is invited potential guests. So this is through social media too. We actually had it up to about 30,000 people invited through social media, through advertisements, and through the website itself. And the opportunity to actually do that, that means 30,000 people at least saw some kind of understanding of Atlanta Family Church, or at least Peace Starts With Me if they haven't done Atlanta Family Church. And this is not a false number. Actually, I think I might have gone under because just for the Peace weekend itself, I looked at the statistics. It was about 24 or 25,000. I'm sure I did more after that as well. So we started with media a lot on that round. But after that, yes, we had introduction guests of 99. So these are just introduced. You walk through the doors and learned a little bit about us because they come to an event and just heard just a small information. Education 1, Education 2, and new member signups. So these are the signups. You guys did some signups. Some of you guys that are elder members that have been here for a long time, we don't include you on the 43, so this is more of the newer crowd. And 43 signed up this year. Isn't that great? Let's give it a hand. Witnessing team, next gen team, leadership team, and Codon team as well really built this to happen in 43. So education level 4, we'll talk about that in a bit, and service projects, I think we did more than 5, if I'm correct, but might be wrong about that. That's not including free food ministry, which of course Carmen has been doing every week as well. So, all right, if we go to the next slide, we had returning next gens, active and inactive. These are the people that walked through this door this year, 2024, that we haven't seen in a while. About 15 of them have started to interact with us again through one-on-ones, through coming to Sunday service, through coming to events, and this is just a great thing that we can see and hear at Atlanta Family Church because family, once you're family, you're always family, and we love to see you more and more. Just excited to see that. All right. So next slide. I believe we had about 10 to 20 parent-child weekly prayers. So if you don't know, every Wednesday, this is the Blessing Marriage. Blessing Marriage is very intense and very strong. So it takes a lot to actually make the Blessing Marriage happen. We have a parent-child weekly prayer. So if you're already doing this with your parent, you guys are one of these. But we heard from Subregion that about 10 of y'all have been weekly praying every Wednesday. I believe at 8 p.m. Is that correct? Okay. Yes, they got it at 8 p.m. All right. And the matching conversations, we got 1 conversation, 2 matches. Pastor-parent blessing meeting attendees, we had that about a couple months ago, and that was about 20 people. And then HJ Blessing Guide registrations about 10, weekly blessing webinar attendees 13. And guess what? Sunmi Mulenga has gotten blessed. So let's give her a hand. She's gotten blessed. If you're watching on Zoom, I don't know. You're still in Korea probably. But she's getting blessed in Korea, so that's great. And so we got a blessing out of this year. Next one is a financial report of 2024. Hold yourselves, brace yourselves. If we can do the next slide, please. We have totally made 2020. This is not net income. This is not net profit. This is just total made of 240,000 this past year. And the Chungwongung donation is about 100,000. So those are separate. The 100,000 is not part of the 240,000. So thank you all for donating for Chungwongung. And we still have pledges as well. This is just Atlanta. I don't know if that was a question, but somebody asked a question last time. They were like, what are these numbers? No, these are just Atlanta. It's not national. This is our numbers. Chungwongung donation of 2024, and of course, we're already moving to 2025. Your pledges of $46,000. All right. And I don't have the picture for the next one. No, it's not loading. I'll just say that. It's not there. But we do have, of course, the property. This property has been added online, and we actually have a couple offers that are coming, and they have promised to do our ideal rate. We're just, I don't know if you guys know, but property takes a long time to go through. Those things are long. But yes, property added online, so we at least got it on the circuit, and we're looking at properties. We have one in view. We just need to be able to sell this property first to get to the next one. The winter camp registrations of 2024, 60% of the staff was actually pretty much new family members. They were not born in the church. They were not elder members, but they're relatively new within the past couple years that they joined Atlanta Family Church, and a good 60-70% of them have been new family members. All right. 2024 was a great year. Sometimes I don't know if you guys recognize, we just let the year pass and we don't even notice what happened in the previous year. I saw some of your faces, some of you guys were shocked. But yes, these are all pretty good results of this last year. So if we go to mission, visions, and church goals of 2025, we can see this next slide, we can go into a little bit more of what we're doing in 2025. We just wanted to say a little bit of what is supposed to happen in this upcoming next 2 months-ish for national. So Chasing the Horizon is 21 days and actually was supposed to end next week at the 12th, but we decided to, because the funny thing was they were going to have it on the 12th and then make the leaders come on the 20th. I don't know if you guys knew that, but that was kind of it was kind of a little bit unreasonable to go to Manhattan and then Las Vegas, but I think there was other reasons too, which I don't think I could divulge yet. And so can I divulge it? My wife is watching, so hopefully if you tell me I can divulge it or not. Sorry, yeah, my wife is not here today. We recognize that she's still kind of sick from the previous couple weeks, and we just felt like she just needs to rest instead of doing another event, so she stayed at home today. But yes, wife, if you're watching, let me know if I can divulge the reasons. But yes, there's a summit now. A change to obviously Rise Up on the 16th through 19th. This summit in Las Vegas is just for the leaders. You guys don't have to travel for that portion. Yes. So, and then the next 21-day condition is going to be called True North. I don't particularly know why they chose fishing terms or whatever it is or whatever, but it's great theming because we know what's coming up next. True North. We're going in a true direction, right? And that will lead up to 216, and after that, we'll have 40 days of special grace. So if you guys don't know what special grace is, you can talk to me after church or to my wife later on as well. I might not have so much time after church. Actually, I have to go to New York tonight. But anyway, yes, and this new thing that's coming on too for you guys, if you wanted to know a little bit of background of what's going on in the church. You can have a little bit of music in the background. I feel like maybe this feels like too much strong reporting, but anyway, it's okay. Let's go to the next slide. Maybe not. Take the music off. It's okay. That sounded, yeah, weird. I apologize. These are our pictures taken through the phone and slapped on. I think we had a little bit of a blurriness here, I think, on, but it's essentially just imagine that it's there. And I try to put at least the words and retype the words in. But we have this new system. It's called, and you guys are going to probably figure out where you guys are at this point, but it's okay. So that 30,000 person number, I think it's more around 35 or something like that, 40,000. Because this is more on the results of you guys going out. A lot of you guys go witnessing. A lot of you guys go hand out flyers. Those are all that instance of 40,000 or whatever it is. The other instance is social media and all the people that just hear about the Peace Starts With Me movement, that just hear about the church in some way or another. These are the people that are still part of our family. You know, before they used to be not even included in the family. I shouldn't have said that. But essentially, it wasn't in the purview. It was very hard to look at them as part of the congregation because, I mean, it's a lot of numbers to track, right? But essentially, we wanted to be able to say that these guys are still in the garden. They still have a vision of peace, right? Every single person that hears about us or connects to us, because these are not just random filings or whatever it is, these guys at least have an inkling of understanding that there's peace in the heart. And they are the people that are what we call the consumer, the people that are walking through the door, or they're not walking through the doors, but they're looking at us online and they're checking us out online and seeing our ads, seeing our things, and interested in it some way or another. They're consumers. They haven't walked through the doors yet, but they're still part of the family. The next level we're going, I won't go too specifically, but participant, they walk through the door and they're interested, they come to another event. Supporter, when they start to actually sign membership and start to become a little bit more involved in creating a family and creating the exact environment that you're trying to create here, right? Member, when you actually start to give a little bit, you come to a lot more workshops in a lot of ways to actually connect to the Ilana Family Church. And the last one is an owner. And this is the person that's committed to become blessed in marriage. If they're already committed, they're looking into it. If they're signed up, if they actually have a match, if they're already blessed or basically really looking into that vision, and the people that have the family afterwards, those are the owners, because you guys start to actually own up to that vision. You're not just saying you want to be a blessed family, you are a blessed family, right? Or you saying you want to be a blessed family. You're owning up to creating a better world through blessed families. All right. And the next one is, you guys need a stretch break? This might be a lot of logistical stuff. But yes, okay. So next, our purpose as a movement is the ultimate purpose of the universe, with human beings at its center, is to return joy to God in the EDP chapter 1, section 3.1. So this is our goal here. Okay, before turning on to the next slide, what is the Family Fed motto? Not the Atlanta Family Church, the Family Fed motto. Does anyone know? If you're a leader, don't say anything. You're a leader. The leader. You're a leader too, but still. You're included. The people that were at the leadership retreat, don't say anything. Everybody else. What's the motto of Family Federation? That's the old motto. We have a new motto. There you go. God's dream, one family. If we go to the next slide. Yes, so God's dream, one family, is end goal is leading to successful and loving, blessed couples and families. This is our goal here. We recognize that changing the world isn't going to change if we don't, it's not going to change by the president. I'm sorry. He's going to do some policies, whatever it is. If you're a fan of Trump, Biden, I don't care. That's not where it starts. It starts at home, you individual, but also your family. So that's one of our biggest things, is to really create a blessed families around the world. And eventually every single person, this is God's dream, every single person is to be part of this one family. So that is our motto for Family Federation. It's God's dream, one family. All right, so core values here, we want to say here at Atlanta Family Church, is heart, service, and acceptance. And so how do we get there? We have really basically 5 key points here. So if we go to that slide, actually the first one, you guys remember this from last year? So this portion is actually very similar to last year. Go next slide, please. Maintaining our center. So realizing God is our center, but realizing that we're not going to stray from God as our mission center. And also understanding that we're uniting with our true mother, uniting with Mother Moon in many different ways. The second one is we're focusing on spirituality here in Atlanta Family Church, of course, and really listening to the voice of God, connecting to the Chuncheon One, and letting heaven guide us in any area we are in. So good spirits we are in. Hold on. Any area we are in, so good spirits can work with us. Should be a comment there. But this is something we told the leaders. Leaders, if you guys, one of the things that we really wanted to focus on is to go to the Chuncheon One at least twice a week, right? Or be on Zoom at least, because travel's heck in Georgia. But essentially, being connected to the Chuncheon One in some ways. Our third one is relationships, building relationships. Really sincere communication and sharing. You can't see it, but there's two people with the cup thing out of their ears. The fourth one is having substantial growth. This is why we had numbers. This is why we said 30,000, 40,000, all this stuff. It's because we can't really know how we're doing if we don't count it. So every Sunday service, I don't know if you know this, but Kazuko-san and Kimura-san count how many people are here in this room and on Zoom. So we can see how big this family is growing, and basically every event too. So, and it's not just quantitative, but it's also qualitative growth. How are you guys doing? And actually, we wanted to do a little bit of a feedback form at the end of this. So stay alive. We want to see you guys. But we actually wanted to see how you guys are doing, right? So this is a good part is not only looking at the numbers, but you guys have to grow it too. If we're just getting new people in through the door, it's not that great. If we're seeing that you guys are growing every step of the way, maybe next week you're getting blessed or whatever, I'm just making that as an example, then that's that step. You guys are moving on to the next step. All right. Last one is sincerity. And this is everything we do it sincerely. And I hope the leaders can see this because you guys are the example, right? But every single one of you guys are connected to this sincerity goal as part of our 5. So if we're not being sincere, I don't know if you should call us out on it, but at least I'm being sincere, I hope. But essentially, sincerity is a big portion of what we do here at Atlanta Family Church. Do everything with sincerity. Don't do it with half-baked or whatever it's called. Really try to do everything with sincerity. It's part of our goals, right? Okay. So, if you skip to the one that says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So the areas of focus of 2025, bear with me here. Hold on. Oh, okay. I got an answer for the previous question I asked my wife. Anyway, I'll tell you in a bit. Essentially, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, tithing and income growth, new property. The second goal that we are having here is weekly member engagements. The third one is young leadership development. The fourth one is new members. And the fifth one is blessing preparation. So we told all of our ministries to work on these 5 goals, and they're going to choose 2 out of the 5 goals, at least 2. I believe the financial group obviously only has 1, which is the first one, tithing and income growth. But other than that, mainly 2, right? And so these are the ministry's goals. These are what you can really check in about them with. But if you wanted to know a little bit more about what they're focusing on this year, let's go with the women's ministry. The women's ministry is trying to get weekly engagements, new members, and donations increased. That's their 2 focuses this year. Next one is Codon. If you don't know what that is, it's a witnessing group within Atlanta Family Church. And they do a lot more than that, actually. But yes, weekly engagements is team meetings. So they're planning to have team meetings every week, weekly engagements with each other and their members that they witness to. Young leadership, so they're planning to have young leadership here. And new members basically get a member's house. So there are 3 goals here, 3 focuses this year. Witnessing, their focuses are new members, of course, but also focusing on elder membership as well. So I know we did a lot of young adult stuff this past year, but the witnessing is also trying to focus on elder membership and giving education as well. So for you guys, if you're curious or if you want to know more about the Alana Family Church, our principles and stuff like this is what witnessing does. Weekly engagements, witnessing weekly, and they are focusing on the Gwinnett campus and Ellenwood campus, or actually Gwinnett area and Ellenwood area. Sorry, I shouldn't say campus, because that's later. Next Gen, they're working on young leadership, of course, family members becoming leaders, empowering and returning next gens. Now, weekly engagements, so level 4 is what we talked about earlier, is that where they, so if you remember the house, right, the outside is 1, participation is 2, supporters 3, membership is 4. So these guys are focusing on giving more education for the people that have already signed their membership, and so have also work out new programs. So one experience night, youth and young adults, as a collaboration. Actually, they want to do a little bit of collaboration between youth and young adults, focus on both of them at the same time. All right, so financial, I think you can guess their main goal, tithing and income growth, and also new property, guys. We're trying to work on that new property. If I'm correct, Tomoko-san and Rhonda Mrs. Rhonda want to create a building fund, new building fund. You guys are interested in supporting that way. The yoga ministry, weekly member engagement, so engaging their students in some way or another. That's their focus. Care ministry, weekly member engagement, calling members, understanding their situation. So this is Mama Coco and my mom, I believe. She has been newly appointed as part of the care ministry. Yay! So the care ministry is they're gonna do a lot of their focuses are weekly member engagement. So they might be calling you. They want to see how you guys are doing, man. We want to know how you guys are doing, and understanding your guys' situations. If you guys ever want like some kind of support, Mama Coco, definitely a mother figure. My mom, well, that's a mother figure. That sounds funny to say, but in many ways, yeah, calling members and understanding your situation, right? Yes, we created the care ministry because sometimes we focus a lot on new members, but you know, you guys have been staying here for every single week. We care about you guys too. So they're gonna do cards. If you get a birthday card or if you get a get well card or whatever it is, that's from the care ministry, and they did well. New members as well as elders. So. Okay, so weekly member engagement for the children's ministry is to figure out a rotation for the parents. They're going to grow this year. They're going to ask some of you guys, if you guys are parents, they might ask you to help out. But there's going to be toddlers, middle schools, and high schoolers. I think the high schooler might work later because you guys can actually join the service. Toddlers and middle schools, they might have an actual full-on session in the back. Weekly engagement with parents as well, and young leadership intergenerational group. And then, these are our ministries. Can we give them a hand? So this is their focuses. This is their areas of focus this year. Honestly, I'm really excited to see what happens this year and see how they progress throughout their weekly engagements or whatever they do. And it's exciting to see the future here. So this next one, I wanted to share with you a little bit more about what the pastoral team is doing. And this is what you guys know what's going on in 2025. If you can press that little arrow thing that goes this way. It's this one right here. Oh, perfect. Okay. Oh wait, did you do it? Am I tripping? This bottom thing right here. It's hard to click. If you move your mouse up here, just let it disappear, I guess. I don't know. This is complicated. Oh, man. Okay, well, I guess we're skipping that slide. No, go back, please. Back, not forward. You're going forward, go back. I might have to come back there, don't I? Okay. Yeah, maybe just click on the slide, click on the link. That might be easier. Yeah. Okay. So this is what's happening in 2025 for the pastoral team. This is what we're going to offer you guys. Essentially through January through May. There's a lot of things happening in the beginning, you can kind of tell. But this is not from the ministries. So the ministries, they're going to start to have their own roadmap. But from us, this is what we wanted to point out for you guys. So for January, we're going to do a new service, New Year service. Ta-da! Check. Oh. Okay. So we're going to have a new service, new property sponsors as well. So we're going to work on sponsors, not just you guys for this new property, but we're working for new sponsors as well. We're going to have the Rise Up, which is national, which is in a couple weeks. And then we're going to order flowers for V-Day, which is Valentine's Day for February. Two parents' birthdays are actually happening. If you guys don't know, their birthday is usually on the lunar calendar, but it's the same day, both of them. Father, Mother, Moon. They're going to be on January 6th on the lunar calendar or the jungle calendar. And that's, I believe, February 3rd, if I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's going to be a couples event next month, 16th. So if you guys are a couple, let's have a great time. Let's celebrate Valentine's Day on the 16th. I know it's not on the 14th. I'm sorry, but we're trying to do something there. We're trying to do it on the 16th for you guys to make it a little bit easier. But yes, so great work is happening on 7th through the 9th. This time we're actually going to start to do a lot of Korea prep. Korea takes a long time for you guys, for everybody to start saving up and start trying to decide if they really want to go. So we're starting next month. We already kind of started. Valentine's Day fundraising, we're going to do some Valentine's Day fundraising, and we're also going to start to order the Mother's Day flowers as well. All right, March, Women's Month. Woo, women! All right. Wow, that was I got one yay out of that. All right, women's ministry. Let's get more yays out of that. Okay. We're gonna make that happen. All right. Women's Month, Women's Appreciation Month. Is that the exact term? Korea Prep, Women's Appreciation Event on the 23rd or 22nd, I believe. We'll work with the women's ministry. Sad, but the missionaries are heading out on the 12th, so we're going to have a farewell service on the 9th. Thank you, missionaries, for working really hard here. Let's give them a hand. So April, y'all, we're going to shut this down. But April, there's going to be Korea 2025. So this is a Korea trip from the 9th to the 12th. And there's a full program happening. If you guys are interested, you can talk with me afterwards. It's a lot of investment, so let's work together to make this happen. Easter service is April 20th. Do not come on the 13th. We're not going to be here. It's be Korean in Korea. May, Blessing Level 1 and 2 workshops. Yay! And we're going to have Mother's Day as well, so we're going to do a lot of fundraising in that time. Go next slide. The June, we're going to have one-day meeting. This is only for the pastoral team, but we're going to have a half-year review. But this is also for you guys to have, the craziest thing? We can have a one-day review, but you guys can have a one-day review for your intentions that you just set, right? Look at your intentions at that time and figure out, maybe I wasn't working on my intentions, or maybe I got farther than I thought I would. So that's our half-year review, and then we're going to have Father's Day, Sunday service on the 15th for our fathers out there. On July, we have Parents' Day. Isn't that crazy? Mother's Day, Father's Day, and then Parents' Day right after. It's like bam, bam, bam. So this is really a lot of love for our parents. I believe we have to have two Children's Day somewhere. I don't remember what date and month that was. But Parents' Day, we're going to have celebration, and this is where we start to have a lot of the Peace Starts With Me events. Peace Starts With Me starts up in July, August, and then on Peace Day. So we're doing this on the same day as the UN is doing their Peace Day. We're going to have the International Day of Peace, and we're going to do it on the 21st. So this is like the Peace Weekend this past year. We're going to do this in September this time on the 21st instead of October. In August, we're going to have a young adult retreat as well as Father Moon's Sunghwa celebration. And In October, we're going to have Halloween. I think there's something in the mix. This is almost a year away. But there's going to be some Halloween things. So young adults and possibly children's ministry and whatever ministry want to do, anything they want. Begin Christmas gifts collection this past year. Thank you all for donating gifts. So we was better than the year before. The year before, I think we bought everything. This year, we got only, we bought maybe a portion of it and the rest was given to us. So it's great for us to give it back and everything. Next slide. Thanksgiving service, the 30th. We're going to have Friendsgiving and a food drive. And then December, Christmas party, end of the year service, giving project, gifts drive, and winter camp. So these are all our events. And guess what? January is already set up for 2026. It is a leadership retreat, New Year service, and membership. So all of this is planned for you guys. I want you guys to know what's coming up, right? And really a great time. So let's see. Oh, and also for this Rise Up thing, since we're talking a little bit about our schedule, I can mention it, but Mother is going to be at this Rise Up event for young adults. So if you want to see Mother Moon, that's what this Rise Up is about. So please sign up. Mother's going to be there. Isn't that great? All right. Thank you all for bearing with me. We're going to keep on going here. We're going to have effective use of website. So this is our next slide here. Throughout our time here in Atlanta, and really any church, if you've ever seen church websites, they're sometimes non-existent. And they're missing a lot of opportunity to witness to people around the world. And this is why we use a website. It's like, I want to go to a church, but I have no idea who they are, right? I want to go, it's like buying a product. If I go try to buy a product from somebody and I can't see a detailed page about what it is, it just doesn't make me feel like I want to get anywhere near it. And this is why we do this as a church, right? So if you guys want to, I mean, you guys already know what it is, but AtlantaFamilyChurch.org, this is the reason why we really capitalize it on this year, because now people can, if they ever want to come in through these doors, they can go to Atlanta Family Church just to see who we're about and what we focus on, family focus, right? So, go next slide. We also did it through social media this past year. And if you guys are not following our social media, we have Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. If you missed a service, go to YouTube. Website too. And if we go to our second slides here, second set of slides, we wanted you guys to meet our team. If we can, maybe hold on. Yeah, so yes, let's do this next set of slides, part 2. But yes, the Blue Snake Leadership Retreat 2025, Transform Challenges into Opportunities. National updates. Rise Up, we mentioned it. She's coming to America in Las Vegas, and you're going to have the opportunity to be in the same room as her again. So that's good. If you didn't have that opportunity before, really take this opportunity. It's not happen that much often. So if we go to the next slide. Oh, apparently. Oh, I apologize, y'all. Can we go back to the other slides? Apparently, she edited the other ones. I wanted to talk a little bit about Korea, but I think we can skip that for now. We can talk about it next month. Let's meet our team. So, this is our pastoral team. Instagram is not our pastoral team, sorry. All right, this is our pastoral team. Let's give them a hand. We got Reverend Kimura. We got ourselves, of course. We got Reverend Coco Kimembe and my mom as the care ministry. We got the secretary generals as next gen department as well. Nami and Jensen. We got the mission department, which is, sorry, the words are a little bit hard to see. Kenta and Hiroshi. We got the bookkeepers. You know, she's officially joined the team. Tomoko-san and Mrs. Schmidt as well. And then for the administrative assistant, we have Sunmi Mulenga. And for media is me and Tomoko-san and Miss Yumi as well. And then we have a new member of the care team. Yay. And we have a new member of a pastoral team as well. Mr. Bornaface. Okay, effective date February 20th, apparently. Okay, so if we go 2 slides forward, we already talked about that. So we'll do ministry guidelines. These are what your leaders are doing. They're joining prayer vigils 3 to 4 times a week. Wow. 1 and 2 a person. Wow, these guys are dedicated. All right. Unity with Mother. So anything Mother does, we follow. Consistent gatherings, events, weekly involvement, and they're setting up trinities. So you're not one person that's leading the whole crew, you got 3. So these are our guidelines. You can look over them for a little bit and really see what we're about. So this is our structure. If we go 2 ahead. So Hyojung Atlanta, we have our direction and vision is showing an example to the world, teamwork, serving the large community, educating the next generation, next gen department. So HJ, if you do not know, stands for Hyojung, and it's really about our young generation and how we can move forward in that. And this is a lot of it's not just young people, but if we go to the next slide, this is a bit of our chart. So if you're kind of curious about what's going on, you can take a picture of it. But essentially, this is our pastors, directors, and everybody is working under that. We're working with the legal team. We're trying to find one. It's okay. But yeah, Reverend Kimura, he works with the mission office. So that's a lot of stuff he's working with, but that's why he's Kimura-san, and he's grand. The Nami and Yun-san are working on leadership development in the next gen department. So any young adults, if you're young as glory, then you're working with Nami and Yun-san. If you're young as a Musembo family, you're working with Nami and Yun-san, Jinya, everything like that. So yes, this is the next gen department, and also support squad is where the pastors are at. Sunmi Mulenga is working with the planning and coordination, and we're working with Mrs. Schmidt and Tomoko-san about really working together to create these forums and Chanchimon holidays, education, music ministry, and Sunday service. Okay. So director's role is to make goals and vision based on main church goals and check in with coordinators, reports to pastors weekly. So we sometimes do it weekly, sometimes do it bi-weekly, and plans out with their team for plans outings for their team members, and then join weekly pastoral meetings. Okay, so this is our pastoral team basically. So if we go next slide, yes. So mission office. So these are all our missionaries that are coming through our door. Also women's ministry and anybody that does outside or outreach. So this is a lot of that stuff underneath that. So next gen, as well as on the right side, you can see here next gen singles, Nami Nagai, women's ministry, Miyambi, and Esther Tamale, and then witnessing outreach is Reverend Kimura. Nonprofit work, I think we wanted to talk a little bit, but I think Miss Junior Grice wants to work with nonprofit. Chumbo, I believe, is Mrs. Bowman, and then, or not Chumbo, sorry. Chumbo is Reverend Kimura as well. And then Kodan is Ozama-san. So if you have any questions about any of these departments, you can ask these relative people. And then, all right. So we would love this position to be filled. Assistant pastors, anybody? Maybe you can even take over if you want. But assistant pastors are pending. We have an administrative assistant as Sunmi Malengo. The finance team is Tomoko-san and Rhonda. John Shimon, Kenta Hiroshi, and Yan-san. Nonprofit work, Janina. AV and media, IT personnel, we're working on that. Holy Days coordinator, we're working on that as well. Education team has been pastors and the Miss Mama Coco as well. And Kimura-san, and I believe my dad is joining this team as well. Yes, okay. This is good for you guys. If you guys ever have any questions about any of the upcoming any of the upcoming questions about ministries, these are the people you can really contact, right? So next gen, next generation, next gen is Rise and Winter Summer programs. Assistant, Jasmine might be coming on board. she was interested. Event coordinators, Winter Wednesdays activities. Directors are Nami and Yansan, and we, of course, take care of the young families, young couples and families. And if we have separate groups, if you ever want separate groups, husbands or wives, we'll take that accordingly as well. Okay, so bi-weekly check-in with directors, yearly department retreats, and check-in with the whole department at lunch monthly, and bi-weekly, bi-monthly directors check-in with your teams. So track your progress and reports to pastors. But really fulfilling this, trying to really, I mean, the bottom line is, it sounds like it's a very standard thing, but we are obviously trying to really create you guys to have a great environment. So this is why we have a lot of checkups. We have a lot of things to make sure that you guys are doing okay. And education track, we mentioned it earlier, but part of it is when part of the witnessing and education here is there's first of all, there's two departments. If we go to the next slide. So, campus witnessing, if you ever want to ask, is Nami and Yansan with RISE. And then for non-campus witnessing and elders, as well as Kimura-san and Mama Coco. These guys have been really working hard for the education, but also to make sure that we are growing our families and really creating some kind of environment for you guys. I think the witnessing is they're part of the pastoral team because they are the core of Atlanta Family Church, right? Witnessing and Rise and everything like that. So, and the last thing I wanted to get you guys is the non-campus witnessing programs. Is that we have two styles really? Is Mondays Knowledge Warriors, Sunday Service, Yoga, Women's Ministry, Faith Talk, and Women's Ministry. There's two women's ministry. Okay, we'll leave that alone. But women's ministry, faith talk, yoga, Sunday service, and knowledge warriors. So these are, I mean, most of our stuff is off campus. If you ever want to do something on campus, we have, I believe, one or two programs. But really, these things are what's wrapping up for you guys for 2025. This is what you guys are expecting for 2025. I don't think I'm going to do a Q&A session. Maybe I would, actually. Okay. Okay. So if you have any other questions, these are the people you can really contact and really understand what's happening in 2025. The structure of Atlanta Family Church. And actually, is there any questions you guys have moving forward? Maybe one or two we can do. If not, we can go into the feedback session here. But welcome to 2025, y'all. Really, I'm really excited to see what we can have in store here, and what Mother Moon and everything, True Mother and True Parents have in store for us this upcoming year. It's actually very exciting to see, and I'm going to do this at the end, at the very end of service. Is I'm going to have a feedback form for y'all, and I want you guys to look back in 2024. How was 2024 and the aspects of Atlanta Family Church? How you guys are? You feel like you're included, not included, whatever it is. You have feedback, but you also have great things that you liked about Atlanta Family Church. We want to know your feedback. So we're going to do, maybe after the service, we're going to have a QR code for you guys to scan and to do feedback forms. Maybe for the next couple weeks, we're going to go ahead and do that. But yes, for today, we're going to do that as well. But other than that, really excited to see what 2025 has in store for all y'all, and for all of us as a team, a leadership team. And maybe I can get all the leaders up here, all the people that came up for the retreat as well. I'm sorry, maybe Ava's not going to come up here. Ava's holding her down. All leadership from the leadership retreat. Let's come up here. Okay. Let's give him a hand. These guys, these brothers and sisters will be leading and really giving a difference here in Atlanta. And even if you're not up here or whatever it is, you guys are leaders of your own, you're owners of your own, and you're really creating this family, right? You're creating a blessed family here, and God's dream is to create one family. So thank you all for being owners. Thank you all for creating this, really creating this environment. And I really hope that we can keep creating this environment. And even if you didn't come to the leadership retreat, you're still a leader. And if I missed you, I'm sorry. But please, we're going to work together as a team to make this happen. So thank you, everybody. Please join me in prayer. You guys can stay up here for this prayer, and then we can go ahead and sit down afterwards. So join me in prayer. Good afternoon. Heavenly Parents, thank you so much for this beautiful day, this time. We're here with our brothers and sisters. We're here with all our people that are really deciding to create blessed families. Blessed families that are going to make a change here in Atlanta. It's the greatest thing that we can ever wish for 2025. We know that April is around the corner where we're going to create this environment where we can bring a lot of people over to Korea. And we can create this environment where we can bring people to the final temple, to Atlanta Family Church. So I pray that you can be with us and in this moment to really strengthen and create the best 2025 that we can ever even dream of. I pray that Atlanta Family Church can grow. Atlanta Family Church can grow through all the leadership here, through all our brothers and sisters out there that are creating a difference. And that sometimes maybe they don't come to Sunday service, but they're coming to our weekly events, and they're making an impact in some way or another to our young adults, to our youth, to our women, to our elders, and everybody in between. And we pray that these families can be that example for the rest of Atlanta. These families can be that example for this world. These families can be the example for the whole cosmos, Father. And I pray that 2025 is going to be set off into the greatest that it can ever be, that you can be with every single one of us here today. I report the name of Ilya Hack, Mr. Couple. Amen. Audrey. All right, thank you, everybody. We can go ahead and welcome back up the choir for the second half. Oh, actually, before that, let's do a reflection for a couple of minutes. And then, yes, we'll go ahead and do the reflection. You know what? Actually, Nami, can you pull up the scan me on the part 2? I believe it's near the end. It's unhidden. It's the one that's unhidden. It's the part 2 slides. So I'm going to pull up that feedback form I was talking about earlier. This is about 2024. So this is a good reflection as well that you guys can put into Atlanta Family Church. We do ask for your name in this, but I hope that doesn't deter you from signing it. We just want to know. It's more near the end of the feedback form. We're asking what's the best communication. So we just want to know who it is and what it is. Go back, please, or go to the scan me, please. There you go. So this is a feedback form for 2024. We're going to take some time for it, and hopefully if you haven't finished today, please finish after. I'm kidding. Is it locked? Okay. All right, let me fix this. Hold on. Hi, see if you can try the link again. It might be a little bit more open. Miriam, it's working now? Okay, perfect. All right. We're going to take a couple more minutes, and then I know you guys are not anywhere near finished, but it's good to maybe work on this later as well. But we'll take a couple more minutes. You can come on the stage. Checking. Has the screen been shared with Zoom? You can answer too.